Hello, beautiful people. It's your fashionista friend here, and today we are talking about the disturbing and weird relationship between Tana Mongeau and Shane Dawson. So recently, Tana went on the H3 podcast, and Ethan asked her about her past relationship with Shane, and I was actually surprised to see her response because I felt as though she was sticking up for him, kind of, and making excuses for his inappropriate behavior, and I just found it concerning. Part of me is thinking, Miss Tana Marie, Shane Dawson is the most manipulative man on the internet. I am just getting bad vibes from this, and so first we're going to define the G word, or maybe I'll just call it the G word. Then we are going to watch a collab with Shane Dawson and Tana from 2016. It's the one where Tana pisses on Shane. Ew. And then I rewatched the Tanacon documentary series that Shane put out. I took notes on it and I want to bring up a few clips. We can discuss and talk about that as well. After going down the dark side of Tana and Shane's memory lane, we are going to watch and react to Tana's impression on her relationship with Shane nowadays in 2023. So I think it'd be interesting to see like the warning signs of their relationship from the past and then compare it to what she thinks today. And then finally, I want to conclude this video on the 6 stages of the G word. That's an actual thing I found while doing my research for this video, and kind of compare what we saw in the videos to the official 6 stages of the G word and see where we are from there. Also, I want to say the videos in this I am using for fair use commentary purposes. This is all alleged. I am not saying for a cold hard fact that Shane G-worded her. I am just taking what we have seen online and comparing it to the actual signs of G-wording. This is all alleged and for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right, thank you. Let's get into the video. So first of all, let us define the actual G word. G word is when someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a child or young person so they can manipulate, exploit, them. I feel like I can't say like half of these words on YouTube. Children and young people who are G-worded are often essayed, exploited, or trafficked. And I feel like Shane definitely exploited Tana. I feel like Tana is a person of high risk to be G-worded. Anyone can be a G-worder, no matter their age, gender, or race. G-word can take place over a short or long period of time, from weeks to years. G-worders may also build a relationship with the young person's family or friends to make them seem more trustworthy or authoritative. Then I want to move into the types of G-word. The relationship a G-worder builds can take different forms. This could be a romantic relationship, an authority figure, a mentor, a dominant and persistent figure. Does that sound familiar to you between the relationship of Shane Dawson and Tana Mongeau? Whether online or in person, G-worders can use tactics like pretending to be younger. Shane definitely acted younger than his age. Buying gifts. Taking them on trips, outings, or holidays. Giving advice or showing understanding. Giving attention. Especially with like Tana's relationship with her parents, and Shane just hops in here and calls himself her dad with like her toxic relationship with her own father. That is concerning to me. And like the whole Tanacon documentary, Shane saved Tana's career with that manipulative documentary. So that is a huge warning sign, and that documentary might have even been a tactic for Shane to use against Tana to G-word her. I also believe that Shane exploited Tana for views because at the time when they were collabing more often, she was new to the YouTube scene and was growing rapidly in popularity, and I feel as though Shane may have used her as a way to continue to stay relevant and, you know, be with what the kids are doing these days. Also, I think Tana has said on multiple occasions, even before she met Shane Dawson, claiming he saved her life during her childhood because she was a fan first of him before she met him. I think that just goes to show the vast power imbalance between them, because Tana idolized Shane He saved her life. He was an important form of escapism for her throughout her horrendous childhood. So I think that's important to note. So here is the video from 2016. It's on Tana Mongeau's channel. It has over 20 million views. And I want to show you this one thing here on, it's called I Peed on Shane Dawson. You wish this was clickbait. And one thing about this just really goes to show the power imbalance here. In the description, it says, "This is the height of my career. That is all. Shane's channel, because you have no idea who he is or anything. Ha ha ha, my mediocre link to his channel is really gonna boost his career." All right, now we're gonna watch the video and I'm gonna pause it and commentate.
Really, I was 17 and it was just like a thing, you know? Like it was just everything I said. Like if you said something in front of me that was like sexual, you'd be like, fuck, she's 17. We were gonna watch horse porn and we were like, oh my god, she's 17. It was.
Who does that? What the heck? It seems like something Shane would do in his spare time, knowing him and his cat. What's so weird about this is I haven't watched this video since it was in my subscription box, and I was literally 16 at the time. This feels like a fever dream.
So now I'm 18, and today we're gonna do things that are...
I have a list of things that I want you to do now that you're 18.
He never tells me that like he's prepared, and it's just always like, okay.
Well,
That's
first things first, I
creepy.
think like the initiation process should
Okay.
be for you to see me naked.
The initiation process? What is this, a cult? And also, on top of that, seeing Shane Dawson naked? What the hell?
Okay.
First of all, this isn't. Okay, it's kind of cheating because it's like inner leg hair, so it's not actual like. Not off my
That's
balls.
so pussy.
Also,
I want to see your ball hair.
My actual ball hair, that would hurt too bad to pull out.
No, I understand. So it's like an almost pube.
It's an almost pube. It gives you a taste of what I have to offer,
Yeah, exactly.
pube-wise.
Exactly.
Number
A taste of what he has to offer. Ugh.
So technically, you aren't supposed to watch porn until you're 18. Is there any porn that you haven't seen?
Honestly, all.
Like you
I've
haven't?
literally like porn. No, I've never seen porn.
What?
Like maybe like once in life. Like
What are you
twice.
talking about?
I think porn just stresses me out.
Also, like, Shane's always been like, I'm Tana's unofficial dad. And now he's like, oh yeah, let's watch porn together. That is the farthest thing from fatherly.
Or give me like a scenario or like something that you're into. What do you into?
Oh my god, what's that one porn where the guy's asshole is just like gaping?
They're called rosebuds.
I don't think I've ever watched gay porn.
Alright, so here's some gay porn.
Okay guys, I'm so excited. 18!
I find it weird that Shane is just exposing her to, like, porn the second she turns 18. Like, very weird. Oddly sexual.
Have you ever thrown up on a dick?
No.
I had somebody throw up on my dick. I'm allowed.
He's 10 years older than her. And the power balance is unreal. It's unreal. It's very unbalanced. That's just weird. Who would ask somebody that's 10 years younger than them? Maybe ask your bestie that, like if you're, you know, spilling the tea, but like, that's just so weird looking back on that.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna come. And they're like, come. And I was like, are you sure? Come. I'm like, okay. So I start coming, and then I guess the cum shot into the back of the throat. And we had just had a big
This is
Mexican food.
grossing me
It was
out.
like, pop, pop.
That demonstration was so unnecessary. We get it, Shane.
Have you ever tried pee? Or had somebody pee on you? You're 18.
18?
I had somebody pee on me once. It was a very...
Like sexually?
Yeah, it was a very...
That's insane!
We should do it!
Can I piss on you?
Yes! Do you want to?
Shit, I will piss on you.
There's a clip of somebody asking Rylan, what's the weirdest thing Shane's ever made you do in the bedroom? And he's like,
What's the grossest thing your boyfriend has ever actually asked you to do?
Pee on him.
and then you just watch this. And like the whole way they got to talking about peeing was sexual. And then they're like, oh, pee on me. Let's talk about peeing in a sexual way. Oh, wait, pee on me, Tana. You're 18 now.
Oh my.
While she's drinking the water, I'm gonna start our next thing. Smoking a cigarette. Now listen, disclaimer. Cigarettes are bad, they kill you. Don't do this. This is an anti-smoking ad. It's 18, like you have to do it.
Yeah, like I'm 18. Like it's which end do you like?
I don't
That's so damaging. You're 18. You have to do it. What the
I'm surprised I don't smoke, because doesn't it make you not have an appetite? This is actually not.
Jesus, that's so bad to say to all the kids watching this.
Have you ever had sex with a YouTuber?
Whoa.
No. No one.
JC
I
or Keenan, one of those boys, that's my guess.
Threesome?
I could never have a threesome. I'm too self-conscious.
What do you mean? Just like put your dick in everything.
No, because then there's gonna always be one person that's just watching.
Is that how that works? I feel like everyone just like
I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. Like, I don't want anybody to see anything. I want to control what they're seeing. I've talked about this before. It's like this.
He wants to control.
While we're doing it.
Deadass.
Oh.
Like, anything like watch. Try to look down. Like that, my body. Nope. It's a lot of that.
Okay, I think I might be ready to piss on you.
Okay. I can't catch any.
Shane is almost 30 in this video. He's 28. Ooh. Oh, the tickle fights. I think I read about that. The tickle fights. I think I read about that in like the G word, like signs and. Ooh. Like if you muted the sound on that, it would really look like something else.
No comment.
Okay, now we're gonna get into the Tanacon docuseries, and we're not gonna watch the whole thing. I'm just gonna show you a couple clips and comment on them. So yeah, here's the first one.
Is literally the most jaw-dropping, tear-jerking, emotional thing to have ever happened to me. Like, I literally every single day, once a day, get brought to tears at the fact that Shane loves me and supports me.
So that just goes to show, like, you know, how much she appreciates him and like the control that he has, the power and the control that he has over her. Now this clip is from the second episode in the docu-series, and it's when Shane greets Tana. And I just think of, when I saw that, rewatch this, like the first thing I thought is like, dang, like she doesn't have a good relationship with her parents, and I feel like he kind of just reeled her in with this moment, you know? This moment's like actually kind of sad. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. That's what Shane's saying. That just kind of creeps me out.
Oh my god. It's okay. It's okay.
I love you too. I don't know. Just after looking back, it just creeps me out. We're just gonna talk about everything. It's gonna be okay. Gives me bad vibes. Okay, now in this clip, this is the last clip within the docu-series, and just watch Shane's body language, and he claims that he's like Tana's dad.
My problematic daughter, who I love, who I will protect.
And he's also like claimed to be like a father figure of multiple young women and children who he's had and collabed with on his channels. So just watch his body language during this. I feel like it's not fatherly. Like this, like his body language with like the arm just gives me the vibe that you're like having the breaking up with a boyfriend. Like it's not parental, you know? Maybe I'm reaching, but just after everything that has come out over the years, it's just like, why are you touching her like that?
Like after talking to you this morning, I spent my whole car ride like looking at videos of people like there.
His arm, his hand there.
Sunburns.
Oh.
Like, everything is just so fucked up. The fact that you're even here talking to me, the fact that you still want to talk to me and you care.
Also the fact that you still want to talk to me and that you care, I feel like he's kind of doing this to build her trust, or to build her trust so that he can do whatever he wants.
I don't go to conventions, right? Never.
I know that's like very bad. You left your house for me. It's not. I love you.
If it was anybody else's convention.
You know what I mean? He's just expressing like how important she is to him. Creepy. Creepy. and weird. That's really all it is. Okay, now this is the last clip we're going to react to, and this is Tana the other day on H3 Podcast. This was filmed in 2023, so this is Tana's thought process on all of this shit show in present day. So let's give it a look.
The last time I spoke to Shane was at a Jeffree Star skin event, probably like 8 months ago, 9 months ago. We've spoken over messaging a couple times since then. And it's interesting.
With like how much importance and emphasis he put on her, I'm surprised they've only talked so little unless she pushed him away. And on the other hand, we don't know the full story, but let's just keep going. Like, we don't know what happened behind the scenes, but let's just keep going.
Because Shane was my idol. Shane was my world. Like, he's the only he saved my life. Like, mentored the shit out of me on like how to do this. And
that's
how
a warning sign of G word.
Deal with
so
all of the emotions of this lifestyle. And
yes, he mentored her and gave her so much valuable advice, but he still did inappropriate, creepy stuff to her at the end of the day.
You're really funny.
And exposed her to inappropriate stuff.
There for me for years and years on Tanacon, all the just everything though. Like, you know what I mean? So it was hard for me when he got canceled. Like I was.
So when since he's been there for her through so much, she feels obligated to be there for him when all this disturbing stuff comes out about him. And that is a red flag to me.
Oh my God, now I can recognize he shouldn't have made that joke. And did our senses of humor at that time make our relationship inappropriate? Or
no, your senses of humor did not make your relationship inappropriate. Shane made the relationship inappropriate. In the video of them where Tana peed on him, like, he was bringing up all these really inappropriate things, like the porn, the peeing. Like, she didn't initiate that. He did. And he had like a whole list of things, you know. Just really weird. He like exposed and initiated a lot of inappropriate things. And then at the same time earned her trust and loyalty at the same time.
From what I see, because I don't see him all the time, I don't talk to him all the time, but when I have spoken to him and what I see, I feel like he's on a really great path now, which is good.
Fair.
And
yeah.
it's
fair. He's on a good path now. He got out of LA and away from all the young influencers. He's just minding his own business, as he should be. You know, I hope he's on he should have known better in the first place.
Asking his young cousin about sex.
Yeah, that shit is absolutely inexcusable.
Yeah.
And he was asking Tana, his young daughter, about sex in a non-fatherly way.
There was this one tweet you liked that I was interested in. You said, this person tweeted, the fact Shane Dawson made Tana Mongeau pee on him as soon as she turned 18 doesn't sit right with me. I can't believe I watched that video and thought it was funny. That's
Agreed.
like the #1 most viewed video.
It's one of them for sure. That's kind of...
It is her most viewed video, which is just another power control for Shane. It's a reason for her to still support him. Because we all know Tana's clout hungry. No offense, but...
Like, I can come to a conclusion now that I think it was too far and we were constantly making too far fucked up jokes. But at the time, the internet loved that shit, so we normalized the fuck out of it because it didn't matter. But I don't look at that as trauma. Like, I don't look at...
That's probably because it hasn't set in yet.
And I think that he had a lot of growing up to do, too, in the regard that, like, he was just always filming videos.
He's 28. He should have known better. He didn't have growing up to do. He should have known better in the first place.
With all of anyone who had clout at the time, you know, he was in his view getting fucking era, you know?
Yeah.
He was filming.
And that kind of explains that he exploited Tana for views.
All these videos with that same raunchy sense of humor with all of these upcoming people, some young, and I think that he was still in that very young like mindset, and he had a lot of growing.
And that's a sign of G-wording, is pretending to be younger and getting in with the younger crowd. But I don't agree with Tana's excuse of he had a lot of growing to do. The man was almost 30 at the time.
I think that's why it is kind of like a grooming thing. It's weird because you're normalizing, like, an 8-year-old
Yeah.
girl being sexual, which is not normal.
And maybe that was a lot of what YouTube was as well. It was like shit that you just couldn't look away from. You know,
Tana giving excuses.
Shane was normalizing like really, really, really inappropriate jokes and saying really, really inappropriate things in front of minors and young people.
that's what we'll never know about all of these things is like, at this time, was his thought process the same as the viewer? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just rogue and funny and people want to watch it and whatever. You know, and that's where I think a lot of the cancellation came from, where it was like, is it that or is it something darker and deeper? And
I think
with all of the evidence, him doing inappropriate stuff with several young girls, Rebecca Black, Trevi, that Alexis girl.
But I went to your channel, it was funny, and I was like, oh no, she's funny. And then I'm like, I need to take her and groom her and make her mine.
Oh, thank you.
And now that you're 18, I can say that.
Yeah, you did. You groomed me.
I did.
Tana, I think with all the evidence, and then the Willow Smith bit, that's disgusting. So bad.
Yeah, so there's something really fucked up here.
Agreed.
You know?
I think with all of that, there's just like so much evidence against him that it's not just trying to act rogue or edgy. I think at that point, with all the instances, his mind is just sick, in my opinion. Now we are going to go over the 6 stages of G-wording. So the P word often chooses a child who is obviously vulnerable. Children who are withdrawn, low on confidence, emotionally deprived, and with less parental supervision are particularly at risk. So when Tana and Shane started first hanging out, she was 16 or 17. Tana was a diehard fan, literally diehard fan, and she didn't have really much parental supervision. She had a bad relationship with her parents, and she was new to the LA scene, so that just makes her, you know, there's an extra layer of vulnerability there. She's also 10 years younger than Shane. And she is new to the YouTube game as well. Step 2 is building access and trust. SA often begins with friendship. The abuser can take on other roles such as romantic partner, a mentor, a caregiver, or an authority figure. The ABUSER spends time getting to know the victim's likes, dislikes, habits, and pretends to share common interests. So Shane acted as a mentor to her, gave her very valuable advice, and she was new into the, you know, creator scene and the LA scene. I feel like in the video where she peed on him, he was kind of trying to get down to her level of humor, you know, like it was very immature. He was very immature in that video, and then he also was very inappropriate. Like he took the dark humor, inappropriate humor like a step farther than she did. Then step 3 is filling a need with gifts and favors. Giving the victim small gifts and favors is a strategy used by perpetrators to make the child feel indebted. Trust is further built by sharing intimate life details, going on special outings, and giving child access to drinks, drugs, or cigarettes depending on the child's age. First of all, Shane used this strategy, made Tana feel indebted, and this even was shown in the 2023 H3 interview, as she said, well, he did so much for me. He gave me so much mentorship and invaluable advice, and even when I was like getting canceled for the Tanacon situation, he was there for me and he saved my career. So that is definitely making Tana feel indebted. And then, I mean, the second she turned 18, he bought her a pack of cigarettes and was trying to convince her to smoke one because she just turned 18. Weird. Step 4 is isolating. The G-worder actively tries to isolate the child from people who may be watchful or helpful. This kind of isolation creates deeper connection and dependency. The offender also exhibits exemplary behavior before parents of the victims, manipulates them into trusting the relationship. So I would say that we don't know if he isolated her behind the scenes, like was telling her not to listen to her manager. That's possible. I don't know if that happened. But I definitely see the resemblance between Shane and Tana's relationship in this, when it comes to claiming himself as her dad. So that's exemplary behavior before parents, and also feels indebted to him. She feels like, oh, he couldn't have been disgusting or inappropriate towards me because he did X, Y, and Z for me. That feels like indebtment. So step 5 is sexualizing or desensitizing to touch. This is the stage before the actual ABUSE. The ABUSEER increases non-sex touching and will prepare the child for ABUSE. This may include hugs, snuggles, and tickling. The offender creates a situation with nudity involved. Shane has done that. He's kind of, tested the waters of being too touchy and desensitizing her to sexual behavior. That was shown in the peeing on video, like, hello? Swimming, massages, watching pornography. Wow. Yeah, literally, he did this. He desensitized her to this inappropriate behavior so that when he escalates, it's not that big of a jump. The adult exploits the child's natural curiosity and uses sexual stimulation to excite the child and advocate and advance ABUSE. Wow, that does scream Shane. That does seem like he did a lot of that. Hugs, snuggles, tickling, watching pornography, exploiting Tana's natural curiosity. I would say he did that. Step 6, secrecy and maintaining control. The offender uses emotional blackmail and blame to continue to be sexual and maintain secrecy of the relationship. They warn the victim that no one will believe them if they open up and he or she was the one to start it. I mean, we don't know if that happened. That's something that would happen behind the scenes. And I mean, maybe that's why Tana is so defensive over Shane's past behavior. Maybe he has something over her head. So after seeing all of this, what do you think? Do you think that Shane G-worded her? I honestly think he did. I think he brainwashed her into thinking that what he did was not that bad. And he was also showing a lot of signs of G-wording, so I do believe that he G-worded her. And I feel like Tana hasn't fully accepted that, or she hasn't fully processed that trauma, or doesn't want to, because Shane did bring her so much joy and happiness throughout her childhood and also saved her career with that Tanacon documentary. So I feel like she just struggles to see him for his true colors. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. Comment your thoughts on whether or not you think Shane G-worded Tana down below. And check me out on my other social medias. I like to report on corruption in the fashion and entertainment industries. So if you like that if you're interested in learning more about that kind of stuff, check me out on TikTok. I post a lot of videos on that, and also some fashion commentary, just like roasting stuff. And anyways, thank you again so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye.